So M3gan, or M3gan, whatever you want to say, is the latest killer doll movie, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. M3gan is here's the thing. Like M3gan feels like it could be like a film that could feel fairly stock. It's an AI that goes rogue. It's a toy that becomes sentient, and it wants to kill. And if that's what you're coming into this film for, you'll get that. You'll get your killer doll movie, but you'll also get a lot of fun and just very exciting moments in this horror film that realizes the absurdity that could be had within this premise. That it realizes the satirical elements and builds on them so well. So the premise of the film is that this toy developer called Gemma, played by Allison Williams, is struggling to make the next big toy and decides that, oh, it would be a great toy? Having an AI that we could put in a kind of life-size doll that would be your best friend. It'd be great. No problems will happen with this. And of course, there are tons of problems with this. But she decides to keep working on this as a chance to kind of connect with this girl she's taking care of, Katie. She's friends with, one of her relatives. Her parents were killed. So Gemma is now taking care of Katie, but Gemma, despite working with toys, has no idea how to connect with kids. So you realize, like, oh, well, if I just develop this toy, this will keep her occupied, and then she won't feel so sad about her parents dying. Basically, M3gan becomes a pacifier. And M3gan just becomes like a fascinating toy just because it becomes her companion. It does everything. It teaches her, and it plays with her. It has fun with her. It tells jokes. It does all the things that you would expect the AI robot to do. So you can immediately see that, yes, this is definitely like an allegory for the reliance on technology, for how iPads are meant to, keep children occupied, and also kind of to stifle emotional connection as well. Which was, for as blunt as that theme becomes, it's weaved so well in the story that I don't think it misses the mark. And it could have. I've seen so many films that stress like the dangers of technology and how the reliance on the iPad is going to be evil, and they all just kind of taper off on the same points and don't really build on that concept as well. And M3gan within this film, with this creepy doll, this AI doll, actually not only builds on it but finds ways to have fun with it as well. Like, when you can have a film that has M3gan doing musical numbers, like everyone talks about like the dance number before she kills someone, which is funny, but having her doing these musical numbers where she's singing are equal parts, like, they're meant to be sincere and you can kind of like feel a little bit of that sincerity, but they're also hilarious just because you're watching this creepy doll sing this like just heartwarming and tender song for a child. That you can't help but like love the absurdity at play here and the earnestness that comes with this premise. Like, this film doesn't shy away from the ridiculousness that you can have. It embraces it. It takes in all the silliness you can have with it, of how many different ways that M3gan can kill people, the different ways that M3gan can fight back, and just plays around with it, Because obviously, like, M3gan's descent into becoming, the monster who kills people, pretty much comes about as advertised. She becomes self-aware. She becomes too self-aware. She starts learning about bullies and mortality and realizes that, I can defend Katie and be more of her caregiver and kill people in various ways, various unique ways involving poisons and what's the paper cutter blades, all manner of stuff. And even the dialogue that like Gemma has with M3gan are so great, because like it's like their battles of like ownership over Katie is so great for how they bicker and argue and have these very bizarre but also like in the moment they make sense, and they build up on the general themes of, taking care of Katie, and they work so well here, and mostly just because I think the performances are all great here, because everyone is kind of playing this more or less straight, but finding the moments of comedy that they can take out of this and work well. Like Ronnie Chang playing the the egotistical CEO. You expect good jokes out of him, and he delivers plenty of great jokes out of this ridiculous character. And also gets one of the greatest deaths, because you have M3gan doing funny dances here. And the themes work so well here that I think the film has put in so much work into finding ways to explore this premise and finding the different avenues to explore emotionally with the connection between humanity and technology, that it can have these ridiculous moments of like M3gan fighting a giant robot and having her face melt off, and turning it into, almost kind of like similar to like a Sam Raimi type horror movie. And the film can have all that, and it's so great because you can have fun with this, because the themes here are still working here. It doesn't feel like they're just kind of like the boilerplate, technology is bad themes. It feels like it's touching into something a little bit more here and still having fun with it, which you don't see as much out of many horror films. It always feels like it's usually kind of like one or the other. It's like you either have fun with the premise or you explore the deeper, darker themes behind it. And M3gan can kind of have its cake and eat it too. It can still have this kind of iconic horror mascot. Like, let's face it, M3gan is gonna be like the next horror icon alongside the likes of like Freddy Krueger and Chucky and Jason Voorhees. She's definitely gonna be up there. So it's no surprise that they're continuing on with more films with this character. Because and sure, like a lot of horror franchises, the more that we get down the line, it might get too silly and it might not be as interesting with trying to find more stuff for M3gan to do. But in terms of what they do with the creepy doll in this film, with having her, rip off ears and slay people and just have this absurd tone to the way that she tries to reason how it's okay to kill people because she's all doing it for Katie, like it's all for you and all that. It works so well here that M3gan I had a lot of fun with.